Howdy folks, we're here at Indian Hills Community College in Centerville, Iowa, home to the Iowa Nut Growers Association research plot. Today we're adding some additional hazelnuts to the hazelnut planting, and tomorrow we have got a field day planned where we're going to go out and tour a lot of the different hickories and pecans, chestnuts, some of the black walnuts that have been planted here. It's going to be a great day here on Saturday, October 2nd. Hope to see you there. The two selections from Nebraska that we are planting in the hazelnut test plot are Grand Traverse and the Beast. Grand Traverse has been around for some time, but the Beast is a newer selection from the Hazelnut Consortium, which is an interesting group and definitely worth checking out. This particular seedling is a Beast from Great Plains Nursery in Nebraska. We don't have to dig a huge hole to plant these seedlings. They have a root ball that appears to have been grown in a 4-inch pot, so we're going to dig a hole roughly a foot in diameter and only about 8 inches deep. Like any other tree or shrub, don't plant too deep. Okay, so here's a nice, great big seedling here. It's a good 24 inches tall. Nice little root ball here. We're going to go ahead and get it planted. We pull the plug of dirt from the hole and remove any loose dirt before setting the seedling in place, being sure it is not planted too deep but at the correct depth. Break up the dirt to backfill, and it's as easy as that. The main thing to remember is we want good soil contact with the root ball. Tamping the dirt down around the root ball and providing plenty of water will remove any air pockets and get good soil contact. Once the seedling is watered in, we put on the tree tube and get it staked. These seedlings are roughly 20 to 32 inches of top growth and looking really nice. And we're using tree tubes designed to let in the light and so that the plant can breathe via air holes designed into the tree tube. Now, we stake the tree tube with a piece of metal used to put up temporary electric fence. With all that top growth, we'll need to use a tree tube to help protect the seedling from critters that might want to eat it, as well as the whipping winds that can desiccate and really beat up some of these seedlings. We have to be very careful putting on tree tubes with fully leafed out seedlings so that we don't rip off any leaves or buds from the main stem. This is certainly one of those instances where it's nice to have a helper. What is the old saying? Many hands make light work. Last but not least, be sure to place the tag that was attached to the seedling to your stake so you can read what the variety is when taking notes. So a little bit of information about these two selections. In conversations with Aaron Clare, lead hazelnut researcher with Nebraska Forest Service, and Alex Ham, research technician, Grand Traverse was developed by Cecil Ferris, a well-known name in hazelnut circles, and is approximately 75% European hazelnut and 25% Turkish hazelnut. It apparently does show some resistance to eastern filbert blight and is cold hardy to at least zone 5 where Nebraska is. It's roughly 40% kernel and has shown some good yield numbers in excess of 6 pounds per shrub on average. Now the Beast. The Beast is rightfully named because in research plots it has consistently achieved more than 40% kernel, and at 6 years old was already producing 17 pounds of in-shell nuts per shrub. It has an interesting parentage with it being 75% European and 25% American, with its eastern filbert blight resistance coming primarily from the Rush variety of American hazelnut. These two selections have suffered some fairly severe dieback up north at the Strucker Joint Performance Trial near Fenton, but have thrived further south at the Lawrence Research Site in Marion. Our thought is that being this far south they will thrive in Centerville as well. Okay, we just got a bunch of the Beast and Grand Traverse planted, so that's a good feeling here. We've got 5 of each of these plants here at the Indian Hills Research Planting. Those tubes there are from the 2020 November 2nd planting with the students here at Indian Hills. And then of course in the way background there is our existing, we've had this here for many years, research plot with black walnuts and chestnuts, hickories, pecans, and more. In fact, we're gonna zip down there real quick here and take a look at some of those trees. And we saw a chestnut from afar that looked like it was loaded. So we'll take a look.